For Berard Transportation, this wasn't just a job. It was a combination of multiple disciplines, all operating at the same time. From heavy lift transport to marine operations, mega cranes to SPMTs, as well as engineering, fabrication, and tide planning.
Each operation had to succeed independently, so the whole system could succeed together. Because of one slip, everything stopped.
The project began in urgency. From client purchase order to first day on site, only 9 days of planning was possible.
These are getting sections. These are the ones getting set with the frame.
The challenge wasn't moving the weight.
It was synchronizing two separate logistics systems into one installation sequence. The goal, installation of a 25,000-ton ship lift on an extremely tight 28-day deadline.
Constraints controlled everything. The tide shifted 5 feet every day. And if Berard couldn't perform the install within a 1-hour tide window, a full day would be lost. Legal noise restrictions eliminated any overnight work, so every move had to stay exactly on schedule. Engineering specifications allowed only 7¼ inches of clearance between the pier wall and each articulated bay. The entire project's tolerance was only a 1/4 inch. Installation of the two components required 2 separate supply chain corridors, one on land, one by water. Articulated sections were transported with 12-line land-driven SPMTs, while rigid sections were moved by barge on a separate set of 12-line SPMTs. 2 corridors, 1 sequence. And the project could only advance if both arrived on time.
The installation sequence dictated the entire job. Rigid Bay 1 was installed first, then Articulated Bay 2 and Rigid Bay 3 were installed together. From there, the project advanced in a leapfrog pattern. Rigid and articulated sections installed simultaneously.
If one side was late, the entire project came to a stop.
Day 18 was the first day of assembly. The crane lifted the first articulated section, swinging it 180 degrees and suspending it into position as the first rigid section arrived by barge. Only when both were aligned could the articulated bay be guided into its slot. This is where 2 independent operations became one. To maintain the required installation sequence, the crane had to advance forward as each module was installed. But the support beams were limited to only 55 metric tons, far too light for the crane's weight and load requirements. Berard engineers quickly designed and fabricated a unique ramp and beam system, safely distributing the weight. Once the barge, SPMT, and crane loading configurations were set, daily tidal fluctuations then became the major scheduling consideration. Calculations showed maximum allowable tide for setting the sections at plus 0.85 feet. So tide windows were plotted against NOAA charts and then verified daily at the project site. Timelines became moving targets as the deadline kept closing in. Late in the project, the sequence hit a critical challenge. The final installation required combining articulated and rigid sections onto one barge move. But the weight exceeded what the crane and support system could handle.
The normal methods no longer worked.
Our engineers designed and fabricated new custom stands, so the articulated and rigid sections could be moved together on the SPMTs. 2 sections, 1 move, 1 tide window.
After each segment was installed, came the critical process of removing the temporary stands. The final challenge was maintaining alignment as the last segment was lowered into place, requiring precise measurements and shimming to prevent any movement. This project wasn't a single lift, a single SPMT move, or a single fabrication. It was a highly complex production assembled piece by piece. 13 articulated sections, 14 rigid sections, 27 modules in all, with a total weight of more than 4,500 metric tons. With a combined 5,728 man-hours, the 25,000-ton BAE shiplift project was completed 7 days ahead of schedule, with no incidents, no damage to equipment, and no environmental impacts, because every aspect of the project was engineered, every contingency considered, every movement synchronized, and every tide window executed. This project truly represents Berard Transportation's 80 years of mega project experience and capabilities, not as separate individual executions, but as one truly integrated system. A project worthy of the industry's highest recognition. As always, Berard maintained the highest professional standards of care, custody, and control.
We are Berard, leader in mega heavy transport, and so much more.